So how are we this week, gentlemen? Been having fun? Up to anything interesting?
Finished my jury duty.
Still so jealous about that.
Yeah, I'm a bit jealous too.
Certainly interesting.
Straight to death penalty is where I go.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that's where we went. Yep.
Yep.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
So
It's very hard to get death penalty in
Anytime,
Australia.
did
but
you
I
make
reckon-
eye contact with the defendant at any time? Because I think
Yeah.
I would have. Yeah, right. And did you just try to?
Yeah, 'cause you
do
gotta
poker
try and-
face,
I mean,
or-
I don't want to
You're
say too
looking at
much
him.
on the show, just because I
Yeah,
do have
sure.
to be a little bit careful. But I can talk about it. But yes, because you're trying to figure out who are these people full of shit. So yeah,
Because I think, especially after it was clear he was gonna lose, spoilers, if he looked at me, I reckon my face would be like when they said Spider-Man was at the Oscars and everyone thought that was going to cut to
Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Fuck.
but it didn't.
old.
It cut to
I'm
Andrew
so
Garfield.
old.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you're doing it now too. And he
What
just
is
kinda
that
did
child's name?
Sheepish look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
shares
feel
the
like
name
you
with
look
a
him in the
historian
eyes
I
and you
enjoy.
just sort of go,
Oh, Tom Holland.
I can't look at you anymore.
See that
That
you
got
knew.
me there. That got
Yeah.
me there.
I was looking
but
for
yeah,
Dominion. I've got it here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Oh, I did something else the other day.
Ooh, what did you do?
I fucking knew it. I knew that.
You got the Switch 2.
Yes.
How is it?
I've not had time to play it very much. I went to Best Buy during our lunch break the other day.
I was actually very close to picking one up today, and then I realised there's no games out on it, and what's the point?
Well, there are the games I'm already playing in better looking,
Exactly.
higher frame
It's
rate. Yeah, and
like
yeah,
Mario Kart. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
I
with
I mean,
was-
Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
looks incredible on it.
I bet it does.
Yeah, but it's still a shit game, and it can't make that
It's
any better.
impolite question, but for the full review, what did it cost?
This is the Mario Kart bundled version. It was $500
Okay,
plus tax
500 US
because I'm in America. Correct.
Right.
Yeah, plus tax.
Plus
So about
tariff.
I think like $520 something dollars.
Yeah,
Well,
I think-
that's the thing. I wanted to get one now just in
Yes.
case. Although I don't know if you've seen. Apparently, he's not allowed to do the tariffs anymore.
He's
Blah, blah,
backtracked
blah.
on everything, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a political podcast, but if it was,
No,
we'd
no.
mostly be talking about his bromance breakup with Elon this week.
Oh,
Yep.
we should talk about that.
Fucking
We
Elon's
should talk about the
fucking
fact
going
that as
for
soon
him.
as Elon was called out, the first thing he said was, "Yeah, well, you're a pedophile."
yeah, you're in the Epstein files. Fucking hell.
But
Not only are
just
you
so you
in
know,
them, but you being in them are the reason we don't know what's in them.
in Australia, you
you
get the
see
Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle for $770.
Okay, that's actually not bad.
So it's actually a better price here than
considering the
in
exchange
America.
rate. Yeah,
Yeah.
$700 Australian is way less than 500. In fact, I want to figure that out. 700 AUD in. It'll know what I mean.
Oh, so this is fake. Okay.
Oh no, it's actually pretty similar. 450. So yes, it is still
Oh, really?
it's still better value here. Yeah, but not by a huge amount. Well, we must be trading okay today then. That's it's not too bad.
Just on the Musk thing, this is fake, but it made me laugh, and it's on brand for Trump. But okay, this is a fake truth. You know,
Okay.
like Truth Social, his
Yes.
fake post on Truth that Donald Trump made. He didn't really say this, but this is what was posted or allegedly posted. Elon parted ways with my administration after a very tense meeting about travel to Mars. Elon discussed how he planned to have women on board the spaceship and the need for sleeping areas because of the implication. He never explained what that meant, and to be honest, I found it very strange. We asked him to leave after that meeting. There are laws, Elon, even in space. So
I wish that was real. That's That's
Well, no,
magnificent.
the
but
funny
isn't
thing
it
is,
so
though,
telling that I didn't. Is this real? I don't know. He might have said this.
Yeah.
Like, for all I fucking know.
I don't know. I don't think
And
Elon
I
Musk
told
is
him there were
doing.
laws even in space.
I don't think he's doing the implication. I think Trump would be more. Where you going to go?
Yeah, out of the two of them. I mean, if it was
Yeah.
something about being an unhinged drug addict, yeah, throw that shit right at Musk. But it's not. It's about
Well, no,
being a creep.
He would want to get them all pregnant. So
Oh, he would, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at least two women are suing him for sole custody right now, and you've got other women like who have to
They want
publicly
his
come out.
soul.
No, he is not the father of my child.
well, think about it. Like he's worried about the Earth not being populated enough. He's gone to Mars. There's no one there. He's going to have to
That's true.
be pumping
Step
them
it
out.
up. He's already stepped it up. How the fuck is he going to step it up even more?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous people.
I did hear something funny today, though. Well, not funny for him. What's the name of his Starlink? Is it Starlink?
Yeah,
Starlink
his internet
His
thing.
space company?
Yeah. SpaceX is
somebody
the
was-
space company. Starlink is the internet company, satellite internet.
Yes, but don't. Oh, maybe it was the other one then. But I was listening to Prof G podcast with Scott Galloway, and he was talking about how the Trump could literally ask the CIA to say, "Oh, we have a feeling that this is a security risk," and fucking shut the whole thing
Yeah,
down.
right.
Yeah.
Like he's
Well,
like Musk is a fucking psychopath. But
Well, I think
Trump
you need
is
to
the
be very
president.
careful now. No, well, the whole thing is Elon's come out before that. Hey, like, he's got top secret clearance with everything he's been doing, like prior to even being
Yeah.
Trump's right hand man. But to come out and go, I've seen these files which are secret and not meant to be shared, and go, yep, I know he's on there. That's destroying his reputation for his clearance. So he could actually get into a lot of trouble if what he said is true.
oh, that's true. Yeah,
And also, the thing I find funny is if he has
not
seen
going to
it,
matter. He's out. He's out anyway.
but no, if he he's still got his clearance with like being head of a space agency. Essentially, he still needs all of that.
Yeah, good
But
point.
it's his own space agency. It's not.
Yeah,
a
but
federal
they still
space
have-
agency. They just rely on it.
But he would need top secret stuff at some point.
You still
for
need
space.
there's regulations and stuff that it is, but
All sorts
also
of secrets up there, Dan.
the question is if he has seen it,
space.
even if he had like top secret clearance, and there's no reason for him to see the files. So there's also a problem.
Yeah, they're not
there
relevant
if
to
he has.
space.
Yeah.
Like just because you have clearance
Matt,
doesn't
you
mean
say
you have
that, but
access.
if you were going to molest a young girl, where would you do it? You know where I'd do it? Outer space.
No laws up in space.
Defame
They can't
me.
hear you
fucking
scream.
Defame me. No, he made it worse. All right. I was going to drug mine so they were barely even conscious. Because that's the
Goodness
humane
me.
way to do it. Can I ask you a question, Luke? Slightly off topic, but only slightly. Flat earthers, right?
Yes.
I'm asking you as literally the person
Love
I
'em.
know who knows the most about it.
Yeah.
'Cause the
I'm actually
thing I
going to do a
hate
flat
most
Earth
about-
experiment soon.
Okay, I want to hear all about that, but I'll quickly sum up. The thing I hate more than flat earthers is people who are bad at debunking flat earthers, because I think that doesn't do us any any favors either.
Bad debunks are fucking annoying.
Yeah, because somebody was saying, so flat earthers think that Pearl Harbor was attacked by America this way, and they had the flat Earth with the. It was the version of the map where the Pacific is split onto either side, right?
Oh yes. Yep.
And so it was saying, so flat earthers think that they had to fly all of this way. Instead of just the short distance
Yeah,
it was.
no.
But it's like, well, hold on.
We wrapped that around the ball, and look, it matches.
Yeah,
Very simple.
but my question is, do flat earthers have a preferred map based
Yes.
on
Yes.
what? Because some maps have like Greenland in two
Yes.
halves, right? You know what I mean? Like,
There is a preferred
ours,
map, and it's
we
the
have
AE map, which is still a projection of the globe. But there is
Yeah.
a map that they do prefer. But even on it, it
I
does say
didn't mean
it's a
to
projection
railroad
of
this.
the globe.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes, it makes sense why they would choose this. Pearl
Yes.
Harbor is still very, very close to the United States eastern seaboard, and
But,
or western seaboard, I should say.
It doesn't look like Australia's stretched out. It's but that's the one that they go with because
Right.
they can't
Better
come up
than
with their
nothing.
own.
Yeah.
You know what? We're upside down on this, Matt. So
And in real
that's
life.
not good. Yeah. Well, obviously, is there gravity? Is there gravity? Is gravity not a thing?
Gravity is not a
Gravity
thing.
needs the Earth to be a sphere. No, I'm just saying, Matt, stay out of this.
No.
You understand?
Gravity,
right?
gravity is not a thing. It's all about density.
I'll go.
Yeah, I don't understand gravity. I'll go.
It's all about density.
I know what you're saying, though. There's not gravity, there's something, obviously.
Right,
there's
you're
not.
correct. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's just density.
So let them stand and argue gravity doesn't exist.
So I'm less dense than the air, but more dense. I'm more dense than the air,
you're-
but less dense than the Earth.
or the
Yes.
or
And I just kind of float to the top of the Earth.
Yes. But also,
sense.
it's because they don't understand density and buoyancy.
I don't understand a lot of things by the sounds.
Like they don't understand how a helium balloon goes up.
Well, here's the thing. You really do have to believe in gravity for that to make sense. I can
the other
understand
thing-
if they already dismissed that, why it doesn't make any sense to them.
The other thing, they will say that density and buoyancy stuff will always go to the path of least resistance, which
Like
doesn't
electricity.
make any sense.
Sure, yeah, it's certainly
Because the higher up you go-
oversimplification, even for water.
The less air there is, so why would you not go up?
Again, you're assuming
'Cause
the
that's
world
the
is a
path of
sphere, which
less
they have
resistance.
already rejected.
That's why you cannot win. But I am going to do be part
Circular
of
reasoning, which is ironic, really.
Yeah, that is very
am gonna
ironic.
I am going to be try and be part of a flat Earth experiment, or not a flat Earth experiment, experiment that'll prove the globe. There's a channel I watch called Simon Dan. He's actually going to get people from all around the world to do. Remember the whole measurement, like solar noon, the stick measure the length of the shadow.
Yes.
He wants
Yeah,
to get
I've seen
people
Carl
from
Sagan do
all
it.
around the world do that at the same time to try and you all you have to do is
That's
email
great.
him and he'll tell you what you need to do. So I'm going to be part of that.
So-
So
You're
You're
it's
going to
gonna
film
be awesome.
yourself? You should.
Yeah, you should. Do flat earthers not believe that it's sometimes nighttime?
No,
Because
they do.
in order for the fucking sun to shine on one half of the globe as it rotates daily,
Well,
But there is no
as some
globe.
would say.
The sun just goes that
but if
way
no
and then
sun.
comes back around.
Oh, so it's
Right.
little, and it just kind of does a lap like
Yeah,
this.
it's a
Like the
small
little
and
ball
local
in that
sun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a local sun.
Okay, I see.
what are the...
So it's,
I
it
don't
goes
I don't know why I'm
Earth,
doing this.
Then the moon, then the sun. But just to be clear, do they believe
What is
that
Venus?
the moon and the sun are spheres?
Oh,
What is Venus? When
that's
they
just
look up and they see
it
Venus, what is
depends-
that?
Here's the thing: it depends on who
Because
you
you
talk
could
to.
literally see Venus
Yeah.
Some people will
with the
say
naked eye.
yes.
All clothed.
It depends who you talk to, but some
why
will
would
say,
you?
"Oh, that's just lights from that you're sort of seeing reflected from the dome that's above us." Or
Yeah.
if you get a really
Someone
good
with a
camera
flashlight.
and focus on it and make it sort of fuzzy, it looks like it's just a light. That's
If you
not really
squint.
solid, like
Have you
just
ever
all
gone out
skin.
into the country, like right out into the country? You can
Yeah.
see a lot.
We were driving
shit
through
in
Montana, in the middle of fucking nowhere in Montana, up in the mountains, and we when we did our road trip after we got married, and then we were just like literally in the middle of nowhere, pulled over off onto the road, opened the sunroof, and like put the chairs back, looked up, fucking incredible,
Yeah.
like unbelievable. It's so weird to think. That's where people talk about how ancient cultures, they knew way more about the sky than we did. Yeah, have you fucking seen what it looked like to them?
Yeah.
Like we've ruined the sky at
Yeah.
night with
I
that
can
with
see
light pollution.
maximum 7 stars at night.
Yeah. Now when you have but they call it a dark zone where there's no
When I was in
light
Perth,
pollution?
we could see everything.
it's incredible.
And I've just realised you see different stuff than we do now
yes,
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You don't get the
flat
Southern
earthers
Cross, I
can't
assume?
explain that.
No. We just got a big eagle.
It's Trump's dick. Love
Yeah.
it.
He can rename it that, can't he?
The Dick of Trump.
Yep.
The Big Dipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choose one constellation to be Big Dipper. You didn't have to. You can really think about it. No, I've decided that, and I
I've
know
thought
what I
about
want to
this
call
since
it.
I was 12 years old.
Since I looked down and thought to myself, people really need to know how big this is.
So I did get Switch 2. Other people, it seems from this article here, got them as well, but there was a problem.
Oh, this would be so
So I guess you
depressing.
could tell us, Matt, is the screen face up in the box and against the lid?
When I saw this, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, yeah, it is. Like,
Yeah,
when you first
because-
open it, the Switch is there. So
Yeah. Well, that's probably why retailers that literally put the fucking receipt on the box and then stapled it had people bringing it back going, there's a staple through the screen of my Switch too.
The worst part about this is they're going to have to wait weeks to get their replacement.
that's funny.
It's not like that. It's just a turnaround. Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
It's
Because also, unless it actually damaged like the motherboard so
photos.
that it no longer plays, I'd be like, no, you can't have this until
Until
you
I
bring
get
me
my replacement.
My replacement.
yeah.
Oh, no. Look at the photo. It's just two big scratches or big chunks out of the
Yeah.
screen.
This is what happens when you get lazy. I remember just a bit of sticky tape is all you need.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering. I didn't get one pre-order. Obviously, we talked about that. I considered staying up because Best Buy up near us opened at midnight for the launch, and I said to Jenna, maybe I'll go. And then I was like, I've got fucking court the next day. We're in deliberation. No, I knew we were going to do deliberation.
Yep.
And I was like, I need to be
And you,
there. I need to
by
be
the time
present.
you got it, you got home, you're just going to go to bed anyway.
That's what I mean. And not only that, I was like, I don't want to be. I want to be at my best when I
Yeah.
do this. I want to do a good job. Like
You want
genuinely,
to
I
send
felt
him to
that the whole
death
time.
with a clear mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to look at him and go like this.
Yeah.
And
I didn't. So I didn't go, and I was like, oh well, if I don't get one, I don't
you
get
could
one.
be on your
Yeah.
Switch. Imagine that. Juror number 15. What? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I would have got the boot for sure because there were two alternates technically. They chose to allow us, but I think if any of us had not been paying attention, boot. So at lunch, I was like, I'll try my luck. Went to Best Buy, walked in, and they just had a little pile of them behind the checkout.
That's
I said, I'll have one of those.
Honestly, what I did for the original Switch was I'm not going to get one until I just walked in. They had one. Yeah, I'll get one. And it's the same today. I nearly went, but I didn't decide
think-
not to walk in.
I think now probably there aren't any left because literally, like I was in line. The two people in front of me bought them, like, and then the people behind me were there for them as well. So it's not like they were going fast, but they they had enough at the time. So yeah.
But yeah, no, that's just not. I don't know. It's not enough out. That's really.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah.
because the only
Well,
thing that could really
have a look.
force me, because I was going to ask you, Matt, what your favorite feature is. Like, what's the feature that has made you upgrade?
Well, this screen is fucking enormous compared to like I don't know. I don't have a Switch 1 here. I've got one out in the living room. But you have an OLED, Dan,
I
right?
do have an OLED, and I was about to reach
And that's
for it, but it's
bigger.
in the lounge room.
I know that that's bigger, but because I've only ever had the original Switch that came
That's
out
the only one
and
I've
my
got.
Switch Lite. This screen is huge. This is the size of my, I think, the size of my Logitech thing.
Yeah, so
Like-
like a 7-inch.
Yes, I believe so. And this screen is,
Yeah, I think that's
it's,
what OLED
it's
is.
beautiful. And then
Not
I'm
OLED, though.
interested to know what the battery life is going to be like because I only had the
It's not
original
great.
and
it's not great. I'll tell you that now. It's been sitting here doing nothing. I grabbed it off the charger and it's at 97%. So
Oh.
it's 3% while we've been talking.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and we
that's
talked
not
for a while
good.
beforehand, just listeners.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
about an hour.
Sure, but you weren't
you haven't
playing
done
the
anything.
Switch
No,
No, I
while
wasn't
we were
doing
talking.
anything.
Yeah.
No, exactly. The screen is beautiful. The frame rate, so like we've got Breath of the Wild on it, and I've got the Switch 2 upgrade. It looks incredible. Like 60 frames a second, higher resolution now. It just looks beautiful. So I mean, I have no regrets about it. Yes, there aren't really any new games. I was going to say the Cyberpunk, but that's not a new game.
No.
So
You have to do it on Switch, that's for
Also,
sure.
Right.
what am I talking about? The only game I'm ever going to play on it is Mario Party. Because I
No,
love
see, here's
Mario
the thing.
Party.
If a game comes out that I want to play on it, that's the only thing that's going to convince me. Like my OLED Switch works perfectly well.
Yeah.
But if there's something but then I can't imagine what that would be. That's not coming out on anything else but the Switch.
Yeah, Metroid 4 will be on the old Switch too if you want to play that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, on part of the way I justified this is I got paid for jury duty. So
Right, yeah, it's your little present.
I was like, you know what? That's convenient.
That's what I'm going to do it for. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not trying to shame you. I definitely want one. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
I just can't. I can't afford it.
I just honestly cannot justify it because I know I will not play it. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I think I've played my Switch like 3 times.
I haven't played it a lot lately, but only because I was, as you well know, I was playing through the old Resident Evils on it. More Resident Evil news later in the show,
Yeah.
if we remember.
Yeah, if we can be bothered.
Yeah, but I mean, everything I've played in the last few months has been on Xbox. So
No, I use the Switch all the time because I play with Lyra, my daughter. So.
Well, I did
it will
watch
get used.
I did watch the making of Karateka on
Oh yeah.
the Switch because that's where I bought it. So it's like a interactive documentary. So you look at his sketches and stuff, and then when there's videos, because there's videos from the time, there's videos from
That's
now,
great.
and you click on it. But then there's also the original game, Apple II, N64, every platform, DOS. You can just play all the old versions of it, no matter what.
Right.
So you could play the exact one you had. But then also there's a remastered one that just it's still pixel art, but it's just beautiful pixel art. You know what I mean? Like with atmospherics and reflections, and yeah, it's good. That was on the
Okay.
Switch, so
I've been eyeing it off. I've got it on my wish list. I might get it one day when it's on special.
yeah, 'cause it's $30, so it's less than a game. I mean, you wouldn't buy a retro game for $30.
No.
and actually, the video portion of the documentary is not as long as just watching a real documentary. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
because you just watch it in clips, and the clips are spread out between stills and diary pages, and so the whole thing's a documentary.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. No, I'll wait for it to be on special. $20.
I just watch it at my house if you want.
I need the achievements. And there are achievements for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you can get it on Xbox, but what would the achievements be? Watch this.
Yes.
I don't know, but I need them. That's how I play games. Still 7th in Australia.
7's pretty fucking good.
I'm coming up on 3 million soon.
When you were at
Far
10, you were like, because we were like, oh, when are you going to get to 9? And you were like, no, would be impossible for me to get any higher than this.
Yeah.
And yet, here you are.
But 6 is like 50,000 away. It's not going to happen. Actually, no, I think they're like
Don't be like that.
250,000 away.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can
I
get my
haven't-
entire year's worth of score.
My entire life's worth of
Yeah.
fucking points. I don't know how many I have. Luke knows.
I can
We did
find
this
out
before.
for
It was
you.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah. Comparatively ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you're both under you're both under 100,000.
I get literally
so.
shocked when I get them. A, because I forget they exist, because that's not why I play them.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
And then
Like, oh yeah,
but
those
then
things.
I'm like, oh, I did something. I did something.
I've achieved something.
Yeah, I've achieved. Yeah.
I was just sitting here and I've achieved something.
Yeah. I've been playing some Minecraft this week. In fact, I got quite obsessed with it earlier on in the week. I go through page one, I'm like, why am I even playing this? And then I just get fully into it for a couple of days. But I was so deep in a cave. I made a man-made mine, and then went so deep I ended up in a cave.
Yeah.
And then from that cave I mined down and went so deep I ended up in another cave. And and by that point I really wasn't confident I could even get out of there.
Did you find anything good?
I found some decent stuff. I didn't find any diamonds. I found some gold, very, very little amount of gold. And I did find a pretty decent amount of iron, which is
Okay.
handy. It's very handy. So there's some iron in my box if you want it. But yeah. It
To
wasn't-
our listeners who have joined us, go into Dan's box.
Yeah. There's iron in there.
Yeah. So we listeners, anyone who's on the Patreon can request access. I need to fix up. We've got a few people in
Already
there.
one member on there building houses.
Yeah, I need to hook up. We've invited a bunch, but I don't know where the invites go. I know we talked about this last week. We're getting old now. I don't know how fucking Minecraft works.
Just look around. It might not be where you think it is.
Yeah. By the time this episode comes out, hopefully I've sorted that out. Like I said, I've been a bit busy the last couple of weeks with something. Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have a little update. Dan, 17,255.
All up.
Nice.
All up.
Nice.
Matt, 63,118.
Okay.
I'd
Very
say that
nice.
sounds quite good if I didn't
You know
where
what?
this
I
was going.
thought I was like, I think I've got more than 100,000, and then no.
I knew I didn't, but I thought I had 50 or 60. 17 is lower than I even thought.
Luke, 2,922,113.
Didn't know it went that high. Yeah.
I actually thought I
let's
was...
do our dicks.
Oh,
Yeah, Luke.
Get the ruler.
I'm only 80,000 away from
Let's
3
count our
million.
legs, Luke.
I still got 2 at the moment. That joke will work better later in the year.
Yeah. Might be too soon then. Probably not though. I'll probably still say it. So
Yeah.
figured I might I'll start paving the way now.
So he can get his wheelchair up the.
Yeah.
Yes, the least I can do. What are you doing? Paving the way. My house is on the ground floor. It's pretty accessible.
You've got a couple of steps.
I got one step from the
You have
front.
to pave it for me.
Yeah, so I'll have to pave that way.
He's not a Dalek.
See, I don't know whether you're making fun of when the Daleks couldn't climb stairs or the completely stupid, cheesy way they eventually made them could go upstairs.
That was very
Upstairs.
funny though. The episode with what's his name? Oh, what is his name? The guy from Thor 2. The first new Doctor. What is that actor's name?
Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit. Listeners who don't know, you probably know what a Dalek is. They can't go upstairs, obviously, because they just roll around and that. But there's an episode of the Christopher Eccleston one where he
not just
runs up
because
some stairs.
Daleks don't have the technology. Also, the people making the film didn't have the money
Yeah, the
to
technology.
let them be able to
Yes.
get up the stairs.
But there's an episode of that where they run up some stairs and he goes, "Oh, we'll be safe up here," and then it very dramatically these fucking jet propelling things come out and it like flies up the stairs and it's like, no, they've developed the technology to do stairs.
If it wasn't already cheesy enough, they made it a million times cheesier.
They can
great.
fly through space and do all this stuff, but stairs with a...
But the thing
You
is,
get down fall.
yeah, but the writers knew that, and then they never wrote it into the so nobody ran up any stairs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that would have ruined the whole illusion.
It's very funny.
All right.
We've got some game news we want to talk about.
Got a
some
lot
of
of
that.
game news.
Quite a bit of game news, yeah.
What's this? I haven't watched this James Bond trailer yet, but I keep hearing about it. I guess I should.
It's
Okay.
not
I'm going to click it.
James Bond as you know
Yes.
James Bond.
And in fact,
Right.
I think it's important that you know that going in,
Right.
because this is a prequel.
Right.
So he's young.
Okay.
Which threw me when I saw him, and I was expecting. Well, I wasn't expecting Daniel Craig per se, but I was
Sure.
expecting a grizzled old man, and it was just some teen, and I was like, "Oh, it's a prequel." But I don't know, man. This looks pretty fucking good, and I
I like-
love Hitman,
Oh.
and this is from the makers of Hitman. So,
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea because it's not a movie tie-in, so they don't have to make it fit into anything or follow any story. It's just
Nope.
here's a good game.
But things in the trailer do mean they've paid attention to the books. Even the fact that he's got the scar on his cheek is mentioned in the books.
Right.
They mention, I don't, you probably have the sound off, Matt, but they talk about his parents and the skiing accident, but with a bit more detail than I've ever heard anyone officially
Yeah, I
mention.
just skimmed it. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the Nintendo Switch too.
It's also going to be on Xbox. So
Oh yeah. Who
See,
plays that though?
I'm
Mantis
hoping
died.
it's one thing. I'm hoping, and I think from what I've looked at, it's going to be a little bit more action than the Hitman games because I'm not patient enough for Hitman.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I think it'll be the mechanics of Hitman, but with jumping and shooting and ducking down
Yeah.
behind shit.
Because I love the
It would have
idea
to
of
be.
playing Hitman now. Hitman looks amazing, but it's all about patience and learning people's
It'd be very
routine.
tedious,
And
yeah. And the thing about Hitman is, if you decide to do something, okay, I'm going to follow the janitor into the fucking closet, steal his costume, and get in that way. And you'll try over and over, but you'll keep getting caught and stuff, so you'll keep going back to a save, and you'll finally kind of do that a bit, and then you'll be like, I don't think this is the best way. And so you'll go back to the save, but you won't go into the janitor closet. You'll go and try to get in the other way. Like, it does take a lot of time and patience.
so yeah, I don't mind a bit of stealth, but yeah, I need to be just shooting people in the head, and that'd be okay.
I like the idea that he's probably, if they do the costumes, you know, the dress-ups from Hitman, that could be very cool for James Bond to...
So he can run around in like a big bird outfit.
Yeah, I did that 100%. I put that mascot outfit on. You bet I did.
I did never unlocked it.
It was it was a very good way to get in. You know, it was a good disguise.
Don't you use that at the F1 track?
So you're a Hitman when you go to that F1 race?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got some F1 news?
We can talk about that now.
Sure.
Well, hold on. Before we move
yeah.
away from
No,
James
we're not allowed to.
Bond, there's other James Bond news, sort of. And it's not news. It's just that Aaron Taylor Johnson this week, coincidentally, the person they've been eyeing off for Bond, evidently, according to the rumors, has appeared on an Omega watch poster.
Right.
And Omega are the sponsor for the James Bond films, the official watch, and whoever's James Bond is always the official mascot for Omega. So,
Right.
Have they jumped the gun in announcing this?
yeah,
Or...
it possibly, or it could just be that
Coincidence.
maybe they're still way off choosing a
I
Bond
do not
that's
think
still
he's going to be a good Bond.
I'll give him a chance. He's done enough roles that are totally different. I mean, it's not all just Kick-Ass and Kull the Conqueror or whatever his name is.
No, but I'll say
Too low
I
for
thought
me.
he was quite bad in Nosferatu. Just personally.
Yeah, but
I thought he was the
everyone
worst
bad
part
in
of
that.
it.
Yeah, okay, I would agree with that. But watch Nocturnal Animals. He plays this fucking creep, and that's a great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal gets harassed by him.
Right.
And I really like. I mean, Tenet, he was good. The fucking army dude with the big beard, hardly recognizable because of said big beard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is him.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know,
Yeah, that's it. He's a bit of a chameleon in a way, actually, now that you mention it.
Yeah. And there's probably half a dozen that I've not even picked up of him, you know?
Yeah, good point.
He doesn't look fun to me. I want a fun Bond again.
Maybe. You haven't seen his... What is it? What is that fucking movie with the not Marvel movie
The not Marvel movie.
that came out last year? What the
Thunderbolts?
Sony
Last
one? No.
Craven the Hunter.
Kraven the Hunter. Yes.
Oh yeah, I've not seen that.
I saw half
Was that
of it.
funny?
What I'm saying is, you can't do a movie like that without a sense of humor.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah.
No, he was funny in Kick-Ass. That was
I
funny.
like
He was funny.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, though.
It was.
Maybe he's forgotten how to be funny.
He's the same person, though. You just haven't seen him in anything.
It's not
I
like
really
WK where they swap him out.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine they started crossing over Doctor Who with James Bond, and like at the end of Connery, he'd go into that. It became Roger Moore.
That'd be all right.
If I was better at AI, I'd make that video.
James Bond is regenerating.
Yeah. Oh, it's Jodie Whittaker. I'll allow it. Oh, it's a gay black man. You've gone too far.
Yeah. Have you seen who it is now?
No. Doctor
What?
Who?
Yeah. You didn't see
Is
this?
it a gay black
No.
man?
No. He had
he's
enough.
out.
He had
Well,
enough.
already.
He had enough of getting yelled at by fans.
Yeah,
who
for
weren't
just
happy
being
with
who
I
he
thought
is.
he only just became the
it.
Doctor.
Oh, he did.
No,
Here's
no.
another one.
The Doctor regenerated into Billy Piper.
That's the last thing I expected you to say, but now that you've said it, I'm like, actually,
Interesting.
I'm open to that.
So those who don't know, Billy Piper played... What was her name?
Yeah,
The Doctor's companion for a
girl.
very long time. Yeah, what was it? What fucking... what was her character's
She
name?
was Eccleston's companion.
Correct.
Just to bring it.
Yeah, and Tennant. Yeah.
Rose.
Rose Tyler.
Rose, yes.
Like, that was in there. It was fucking.
Have
I was
they-
going to get it out
yeah,
no matter what.
yeah.
Are they explaining that sort of leap
They haven't
at all?
explained anything. It just happened at the end of the
Yeah,
last
because it's
season.
the last episode. Yeah.
Also, he only just became the Doctor. How can he already be changing? Or
been
did
like-
people just hate him that
It's been at
much?
least a season.
It's been one season, and he's not the first to only do one season.
Yeah. Yeah, Eccleston famously said, this is shit.
And they were like, "We thought you'd be it for a long, long time." But he also said that about Marvel. He's like, "Marvel is shit. I'm not doing it."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he fucking hated that too, yeah.
He was fucking good in 28 Days Later, though.
He's a good actor.
He
Just hates all
I mean,
these
I
He's
thought
a,
he was good in
he's a
Thor
serious
2.
actor. I think that's the thing.
I
is
like
that-
Thor 2, and I think he was good in it. So I'm sorry
Okay.
he didn't have a good time.
No,
But he's
I was
just
gonna say,
he's a serious actor, takes himself seriously,
stop
and he thinks all this stuff is
accepting-
dumb.
then stop accepting those rules.
Yeah,
Well,
just
I
go-
guess he didn't
just-
know. Like, you know.
Oh, no.
When they said Marvel's Thor, he knew it
maybe.
probably wasn't Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Although it was directed by Kenneth Branagh. So actually,
Yeah.
maybe...
Literally is Marvel's Shakespeare.
No, I still
Yeah.
call bullshit. He likes to check, and then when he leaves, he likes to bitch about it.
Maybe. Harrison
Yeah, I
Ford
think
just
he
bitches up front
Yeah.
during the fucking press. Sometimes you just have to slum it. I love him.
All right, we teased some F1 news. What is the F1 news?
Oh yeah, I thought it was interesting that even the tech news sites were talking about this. There was a little bit of news last week in that Mad Max is back. Max
Yeah.
Verstappen, three-time world champion. I've lost track now. Anyway, he's not winning this year as much.
Yeah.
And he's gone back to his
You
former.
don't know who's going to win until the race is on now.
It's probably one of the
might
McLarens.
make it interesting.
Yeah.
but which one?
They're having a good year. Yeah.
I want Piastri to win because he's an Aussie, and I think
He deserves it. Because I hated the other Aussie, the old one.
I just love
Ricardo.
that. I like Ricardo, but
Well, I don't know. I don't.
no.
You got to
I
go
love
for
Piastri.
the
He's just
Australian.
like he's just flat, fucking like. It's almost like charming in that he's literally the same. Like under pressure, there could be fucking cars exploding all around him, and he's just like, "Can you check the tires?"
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking when he won at Monaco the other week, and he's like, "Well, that was good, wasn't it?"
yeah, great job,
Monaco?
guys. Thanks for that. yeah, he's just like, I love it. He's just flat.
In
like,
many ways, the most important race of the season.
yeah, quite an honour. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good work, everyone.
Yeah.
Does he
like
still
He's
spray the
great.
champagne, though?
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Is he allowed to drink? Is he old enough to drink?
Piastri?
He's quite
I don't
young,
know.
isn't he? Yeah,
Well,
don't know.
they're
That
not
was a
drinking
joke, but
it,
he
they're
is
just
quite young.
spraying it on people.
Piastri. Oscar Piastri, born in 2001. Fuck off. So he's,
So, yeah, he's 24.
Jesus Christ. I hate that.
That's still quite young, though.
I hate that year as a
Yeah.
birth year.
Birth
Yeah.
year.
Shouldn't be feasible.
He was born the year I was starting my third job.
Yeah, Jesus. All right. But anyway, the news was that Max is not winning as much, and he's getting angry again. He was used to be well known for his temper, and he kind of chilled out.
When he was winning.
Maybe that's because he was just winning all the time. Now he's not winning, and he attempted to murder another driver.
But he was being extremely aggressive lap after lap before that too. Like when this happened, I had already started going, "Oh fuck, Max has
got the shits.
gunning for someone." Yeah.
So, no, it's a lapse in judgment is what this article rightly says. He didn't try to kill anybody. What happened is, basically, there were a couple of incidents where
Dan thinks he tried to kill someone.
Well, it was
People
only
like
because
bump-
right after, directly after, they have to do the press junket, and the first reporter goes, "Was that intentional?" And his answer was, "Does it matter?" So,
yeah. So a bunch of stuff, a couple of things
lapse in
happened
judgment in that he decided to do it.
to crash into somebody on purpose. Yeah. So a couple of things happened where they made a bit of contact, and then he went off the track. And there's like rules about you have to give a position back if you go off the track because you're supposed to stay on the track and all that kind of stuff. And there was some ambiguity about whether he had to give the position back to this other driver, George Russell, and his engineer came on and said, "Give the place back." And then he was like, "Why? I was ahead. And then they're like, "We think it's best to just give the position back because that's the rules." And he obviously had the shits about it. So he slowed down as if to let him go past and then sped up again and went into the side of him. And then even the commentators were like, what the fuck?
You just give him a little slap.
And they literally, the commentator was like, I think he just did that on purpose. Like, so it's been very contentious because that's quite dangerous at 300
That
miles
was
an
the
hour.
second time that exact same thing happened in that race, though. Who was it that did it earlier and was told to give the position back, and he's like, "Nah, fine me."
Oh, I don't remember. But yeah, they were talking about that too. Just the fact that sometimes drivers will be like, "I'll take the penalty," means it's kind of toothless, and it's being used as a strategy, which is not what it's supposed to be.
Oh, I see.
Like,
right.
because if you go off the track and get an advantage, and you can get ahead enough that the penalty still means you're ahead,
outweighs-
well, that's a
yeah,
problem
yeah.
because people are going to do that.
But then it can also be hard. Like sometimes, like, did you go off? Like, was it your fault, or was it?
I guess, that's have to be a factor.
Yeah,
as
if
well
someone,
in that case.
if you get forced off, then you don't have to do anything.
And
It's not your
sometimes,
fault.
if that's sort of like it's not quite clear, it's sort of well, I'll just keep going, and I'll let them sort it out later.
Well,
If I
that's
get
what
back to
Max always
position,
does. That's what Max
that
always
would
I
does.
never
lose the
happen.
position.
If you got forced off by someone, there's no way you could overtake them.
No,
Maybe
you could.
overtook somebody else.
Yeah.
If you got but you. I don't know. I don't know what
was
would
it-
happen in that case.
Was it?
Yeah.
Earlier in the year, was it Saudi Arabia or something? Piastri and Max got to the first corner at the same time. Piastri was on the inside, and Max didn't slow down. Do you remember this happened? And Max did get a penalty for this. But what happened was, because it was a corner that went like a 90 and then 90 degree. And then because Piastri was on the inside, Max just went straight and cut the whole corner and got way ahead. And then they were like, you have to give that back probably. And he was like, nah, fuck it. And he got a big advantage from it, got a penalty, but he still, because he just completely cut that corner, because you've got to slow down to do that. He just went boom, straight through. Can't do that.
No.
Genius.
And so in that sort of position,
that's not why he was behind this time in Spain. It
No,
was
no,
just
no,
because
no.
he wasn't fast enough. Like just for the listeners to be clear, that
Well,
it
no,
wasn't that the corners were against him.
He got bumped by... Leclerc was next to him on the straight. They kind of bumped a little bit, and I think he got flustered. And then there was some...
I thought he was already grumpy when him and Leclerc had their little to and fro.
well, he
for a
wasn't
bit.
winning.
It just
Oh, and
But
so
he's come
the other
back.
thing is, too,
Like,
he had the
last
shit too
season, he
because
came back from.
they gave him bad tires for hard tires. The hard tires were bad on the race, and he said, "This is Red Bull's fuck up." He said, "I'd like to change tires," and they said, "No worries," but they didn't tell him we've only got shit ones. And then so he
Hold
came
on,
in.
but he would have known what had been on before. You only get 3 tires.
No, but he's like So he comes in. They
he
switch
certainly
the
didn't
tires.
seem to know because suddenly he
They
goes.
put the hard tires
"Wait,
on,
what
and
did
he
you
pulls
put
out,
on
and
me?"
then exactly, he pulls out and he goes, "What the fuck is this?" And they said it's the hard tires, and he was like, "Why did you give me the hard tires?" And then they said, "Oh, it's all we've got left." And he was like, "You fucked me."
would have stayed on the worn ones and had a chance of catching them.
The soft tires are better in that particular circumstance.
Right.
So anyway, people are talking about the lapse in judgment to a degree that I thought was interesting. That it's like kind of crossed
even
over
the
even
tech
to the
sites.
Ars Technica has an article about it.
Well, I read some technical news this week that baffled me, but that I love with all my heart, and that's that Sega Master System never went out of production in
Brazil.
Brazil.
I read
Really?
this as well, and this would just blew my
It just
mind.
never got phased out. It was never not because I was like okay, so they really love it in Brazil. No, it's not
No.
a retro thing.
Because they can't
They-
get anything else.
Yeah, it's that was good enough. They were like, this is great, and they didn't get any
Yeah,
others,
right.
so they still get it, and they manufacture their own units now.
I kind of want to
That's
get
really
one of
interesting.
these.
I want one too. Yes, I really want one.
This reminds me of that thing I saw at VCF with the Argentinian computers because they couldn't get American parts or English parts because of war things. So they just
Yeah.
made their own clones of things. So they had like the Commodore 64 kind of
The
thing, and it
Russians
was
did,
like
yeah.
and they made deals with other countries to buy the chips for them and then sell them,
Yeah.
and then it's
Amazing.
really interesting.
In the article I saw,
man.
I think it's
My
something to
wife
do
was
with
just in Argentina. I should have got her to go to fucking junk sales, get me some old fucking off-market computers.
Yeah,
But,
Commodore.
yeah, what I was reading was, I think it's something to do with
60
taxes or
more.
tariffs or something that they're just
Oh, yeah.
in Brazil
Oh,
it's just
right.
cheaper to do this. But because you've got to get it, it comes in its own unit preloaded with 130 games, and I
Not just Alex
Yeah.
Kidd.
Classic game. Yeah, not just Alex Kidd.
so
Man, anytime I like Alex Kidd, but
I love
anytime
Alex
I heard
Kidd.
that music when I wasn't meant to be hearing that music, because
Yeah,
it meant my
something was
cartridge
wrong.
hadn't worked. Yeah. Oh,
where is he?
there he is. Yeah, yeah.
There he is.
Oh, Luke, I must tell you, I heard somebody the other day refer to Pip-Boy as Fallout Boy. And I
Oh, I've heard
fucking
that
laughed
before
my
too.
head off.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like they weren't trying to be funny.
No,
they were just like,
just-
the Fallout Boy, and I'm like, oh, that's not
Yeah.
what Fallout Boy is. I want this, this Sonic version
Patrick
of this,
Stump.
the-
Roughly
from that game
50,
Fallout.
roughly $50 to get one.
Oof,
yeah,
that's a lot for a Master System.
I'm
These
going
days.
online and I'm going to try and buy one after this.
All right,
oh, look at all the games pre-built.
Pre-built.
you have a device that can do that, Dan. I know you do.
I've got many devices that can do this.
But this just
I've only got one
feels
device that
different.
can't play this, to be honest. Yeah.
See, it's not even like it's a Mega Drive. It's like a Master System.
No, it's the Master System. I'll say this though, I love the Master System, and I think that the jump from the previous generation of consoles to that generation, the 8-bits with the Master System and the NES, was so huge that we didn't see a jump that big again until maybe
No,
PlayStation.
I still think we saw one with the Mega Drive and the SNES as well.
Graphics and sound, sure,
Graphics,
were
sound,
massively
definitely.
better. Yeah,
And then it was, after that, it was PlayStation. But still,
yeah.
you go back and look at PlayStation and the Nintendo 64 these days, the Nintendo 64 looks better.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
funny
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and
It
a
was
lot better games too, much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the time, no, you're
was
right. You expect there to
PlayStation
be a
that-
bigger difference than there is. Yeah.
But PlayStation
The
was
funny
sort
thing
of
about the
migrated
Master
to.
System, though, when the Master System came out, I thought, "Holy shit, it's arcade games at home. These look as good as the arcade." But they didn't. But
No,
my
right.
brain did not care.
Yeah, when you play them now, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But then when the Mega Drive came out and the SNES, it did look as good as
Sure.
those 80s arcade. So any arcade ports from that just looked like the arcades.
Yeah.
And now
16-bit.
everyone's just spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're spoiled too. So, we
Yeah,
should be happy.
well, and I'm still saying that it's okay to charge more for games. I
Yeah.
was upset when everyone got upset with Randy.
Mario's not Mario. It's it's for brothers, Super Hermanos.
Super Hermanos. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Super
yeah.
Hermanos.
Why are they on there?
Yeah, you may well ask. No, I think it's talking about
Super. I'm going to Google Super Hermanos.
Oh, I get it. So it's saying that this is an official Sega product because Sega allowed it, but they were saying that Nintendo never allowed them to third-party manufacture for their own territory, and so they had to pirate stuff. So
Right.
the Super Mario clone that they have in Brazil is called Super Hermanos.
That's great.
Cannot
Oh,
wait
and
to
that's
see
why I
when
didn't
get-
recognize it at first. It's because it's not Spanish; it's Portuguese. It's just it's not. I was like, I didn't think that's how you spelled that. That's how the Portuguese spell it.
Master
I'm an idiot.
System Evolution. How do I
That's a
find one?
good case too on it. That the evolution.
Evolution. Shopping. Oh, I'm just now seeing like the old Master System 2. God, it brings
that
up
one,
memories.
the
I
blue
never owned one. I got my cousin's and I borrowed his. And I used to be able to play through Alex the Kid in like one sitting. If you get all, remember how you had to play Paper Scissors Rock?
Yep.
Yes.
If you get it right on the first time, it's the same. Like there's
You
a
what
cheat
to
that
do next?
do. But
Yeah.
the second you got it one wrong once, it became random after that.
Do you know what I learned today? I learned that the original, the NES, but it was the Famicom in
Yes.
in Japan.
America. Oh no, yeah.
No, Famicom in Japan,
Japan, yeah.
NES in
And also
in
looked
America,
different.
whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
it did,
Japan
yeah.
looked
But
better.
also,
Super
they had a
Nintendo too.
disc system where you could save games. You could save progress. Like, essentially, it was a NES with save states. Which they just never put in the American one. It was like, you're fucked. You got to play from the start.
yeah, you die 3 times.
Like,
That's it.
or you have to type in a 500 character code.
Yeah, if you'd gotten there before for the second one. Yeah, but save states. Imagine. It would change everything. I'm just going to pick up from where I left off in fucking Mario today. Like,
I did not know that the Sega Master System had a gun.
I don't know
like
if I knew
gun.
that either.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah, no, I never knew
system.
that.
What are these
Like,
3D glasses that I don't remember seeing?
Oh,
yet?
I've seen those too. Yeah, I know
I
those.
didn't know you could get a tape drive extender. What is
light
that
phaser.
for?
Yeah, I've seen these. Excuse me. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
the tape drive means you can save.
Maybe. Just speaking of games and upgrades and whatnot, did you see the Witcher 4 tech demo?
No.
Did you guys watch it?
I did
Is it
see
looking
this, yeah.
beautiful?
I mean, it looks pretty nice.
It is a tech demo, though. People were talking about, did you see the Witcher 4 footage? Well, it's not gameplay footage. But, I mean, it isn't. But it is very impressive.
It could be, but it's without any compromises that they have to make along the way.
Yeah, it's running on apparently it's just running on a normal PS4, not a PS4 Pro.
Ooh.
And
But still.
and it looks incredible. Like no question. And they're talking about their fucking
That
nanite
horse.
foliage, and like the leaves are made up of fucking particles, and
The trees do look incredible.
yeah,
And we are, 5 years away from getting it,
probably.
at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, impressive. Everyone's been talking about it, but yeah, just the thing. I was like, well, it's not necessarily what the game's going to look like, because the game's going to have fucking monsters and stuff that will take up CPU and things. They're going to have to,
Yeah.
So, grain of salt, I guess, is what I'm saying.
But no reason it shouldn't look like that. I mean, look really good. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh yeah. I'm
Look,
sure it's
look
gonna
as good as you feel it's... Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
it's just that controlled environment that's all scripted is different to when the
Yeah.
game has to have all the game happening.
But then also look at the trailer for GTA 6. That was all in-game. And
yeah, it
looks
looks good too. I mean,
think
this
we're
looks a lot. I mean, I would argue this looks a lot better than that.
But maybe we're just finally getting to that level.
Yeah, yeah, it looks great.
I'm just watching it now, and yeah, I can see like.
But here's the thing. I
playing
thought
with
The Witcher
focus
looked
and
good.
stuff, and
Like, the problem is, I always think games look good. Like, however they look now is always as good as I
How
think
they
could
always
possibly
looked.
look.
except until you go back and you go, oh,
That was a bit shit.
Yeah, yeah. When I played fucking Police Quest, I was like, I could walk anywhere in this room, in this 3D space.
I think it's like, just on the Switch 2 again, Breath of the Wild. I think it was very clever of them to make that stylistic choice as far as the look of it, because
because it did go
still
out of
looks
date.
great. Like it, and it, yeah. Like I look at it, like, oh, it's beautiful, and it's not like it doesn't age the same way as they
Yeah,
were
because
trying to
other
be like
games that came out around the same
realistic.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
Because what year did that come
Smart.
out?
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart. Other game news: new Resident Evil trailer came out, and it's interesting in that it's not clear that it is a Resident Evil game until quite late in, people when they launched
Yeah.
it were like, "What is this?" And then
Yes.
now it's quite clear what it is. But
I'm in. I mean,
yeah, it looks
I
interesting.
loved 7 and 8, and they were completely different to each other. This looks like it's different again.
8,
Yeah.
I could not get into. The village just...
Oh, the village was great. Really,
I couldn't get out of the village.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It
where the
was
game's set, Luke. That's why.
Very different to the one before,
Yes.
to 7. But then, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I love the fact
I liked
they
it too,
are
but I
doing
like
different
7 better.
things.
I like the
Actually,
village better.
no, I like 7 better because I finished it. Actually played that one.
I didn't like that they made you play someone else at the end. I hate it when games do that.
That was very
Resident
strange.
Evil
Yeah.
have been guilty of that a few times.
Yeah, that was weird. But
Especially not for
That-
the end of the game.
the Resident Evil: The Village is the most unsettled and actually like scared a game has made me in my adult life. And you know what I'm talking about, Dan. There's a particular sequence
Yeah,
that
it's
I
ridiculous.
literally had to pause, put the controller down, and have a breath because I was like, "Fucking hell!"
See, I just...
Did you get that far, Luke? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. I honestly, I got to just very start of the
extremely
game, just
disturbing.
in the start of the village, and then I think it was just too slow for me. I needed to get that little bit further to actually start to enjoy the game.
Yeah. It's just the one thing that happens in it that I literally I ran to a closet, got in the closet in the game, shut the door, paused the game, put the controller down, and was like, maybe that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found 7 scary too. Being in a house
7 was...
with fucking Psycho Hicks is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, and they're chasing
Psycho
me. Not,
Bill
not
Hicks.
just that that's Psycho Bill Hicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love that actually. Yeah, when you're underneath the floorboards and they're walking on the top. Fuck
Yeah.
it,
No, I'm not arguing that. I agree. Whatever, the village really appealed to me because of the.
There's a shot in this trailer though. So this is 9 now, I guess. 9, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it would be. I think they're getting away from numbers, though.
Yeah, is this just called Requiem? Resident Evil
Requiem, yeah.
Requiem?
And then the one
There's
before
a
the
shot
village.
down a
so I think
hallway, and there's windows broken and the blinds are blowing in, and it looks dead out of the first.
The
Resident Evil.
Did you see the police station in ruins?
I didn't notice
It's the
that.
police station from Resident Evil 2 in
number
ruins,
2,
and it
yeah.
shows. It shows the outside, and then you see the staircase inside with the statue and stuff. I was like, "Oh, okay." Going back to Raccoon
that's right.
City.
Yes, and it looks like potentially you play. I mean, you've played a cop before, obviously, in quite a few of them, but you play like somebody going in to investigate something that may not, like, you're not sent in by Umbrella to invest. Like
No, it's an FBI agent from the look of it.
yeah, that's what it looks like. It's like they've played Max Payne or like not Max Payne, Alan Wake. We're like,
Yeah.
can we do this? Yeah, but it looks like they're just kind of investigating some homicides, and they stumble upon the Umbrella plot rather than we're going in to
Stop this stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's cool.
Well, when I saw the first Light trailer, I thought, I'm never going to play any other game. This is just going to be the game I'm in from now on. I'm just going to be James Bond forever. I hope it's just open world and it lets me just live my life from now on as James Bond. But I'll stop even James Bond for the new Resident Evil.
I'm going to be playing a Remedy game in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
Which
going to
one?
like it, though. Firebreak.
Yeah.
It's a multiplayer game.
It looks like fucking garbage, Luke. I don't know why they're dropping this other than
No, I
a
really
slow
don't.
news week.
Just, FPC Firebreak, and it's just... I don't know, it's... Stick to single player, please.
Oh, it's FBC, right? Federal Bureau
It
of Control.
is,
Right.
but it's the worst parts of Control. Like, like it's just that's just not.
Oh, this looks like Team Fortress or something.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know who's asked for this. Oh, no. There are people out there who like multiplayer games, but Remedy should not be... Stick with single player.
Maybe they just wanted to have a go.
This just looks like a shooter, though. Like, this doesn't look like Control. Like, anything in Control other than learning about the mythology of the FPC and all of that was fucking boring. The actual game was boring. The combat was boring.
Yeah, this is just a full
just going,
on
it's just the combat
multiplayer.
now.
There is one good thing.
We got rid of all that stuff you liked.
There's one good thing. We don't have to pay to try it. Well, we sort of do.
Oh, okay.
Game Pass.
Well, because it's... Okay.
Just pointing out my shirt.
All right. Yeah,
What we're talking about, Remedy?
What's that? Yeah, so it's coming to Game Pass, so...
Yeah.
But you're a bit
Oh,
sad about it.
I'm still
I'd
probably not gonna play it.
I'd say, why don't we play it together? But why would I bother even?
There's only like an hour and a half that we could spend together, and
that's this
doing,
podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. One day, listeners, we may decide to play a game instead of doing this podcast, and that's our prerogative. Because I mean, we're coming to the end of the main show. Of course, you don't have to stop here. You can go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm, become a patron, and at the $5 a month tier, you can get the after party. We used to say the after party could be anywhere between 10 minutes and an hour. I think lately we've been trying to make it a half hour, and I think that's the value proposition that we can give to you. It's a half an hour extra show, $5 a month. So head over there or go out to our website and follow the links, multiplenerdgasm.com.
Normally we have Geek of the Week there, but this week I'm making it main show.
Wait, what?
I'll allow it.
Main show Geek of the Week.
I'm assuming it's not Valerie Mahafri.
I don't know. You can put them in contention.
Have you ever watched Seinfeld?
I have seen Seinfeld.
Do you remember there was an episode where George was dating a woman and then she ended up in a mental institution?
No.
I do remember that.
Funny. And he left something at her with her, and he had to go back and ask.
Yeah, I know
for
her.
it, and it was awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
She died.
Yeah, she died.
Well, she's only...
That's a shame. What'd she die of?
She's 71.
Yeah,
Really?
I guess Seinfeld was
Wow.
earlier than we remember.
Yeah.
They were all in
cancer.
their... Okay, that's very sad. If they were all in their 40s or 30s and 40s, if they were in their 30s when it started, they'd be in their 40s when it finished. If she was in one of the later seasons, she was also 40. It makes sense.
Yeah, and it's been 30 years
now.
since then, so
Yeah.
we're just old.
Yeah. Actually, I read today that I think it's the 6th or 7th here already, but the 5th of June, 1985 was the day that was Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Right.
and that was 40 years ago this week. But actually, Ferris Bueller somehow it feels older than 40 years to me anyway, because it was just always around.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
Right.
being new.
Have you heard the theory that he was living in
never
a
not
Groundhog
existed.
Day? And that's how he was able to...
Ferris was?
Yes.
Right. And that's how he was able to orchestrate all that stuff.
All that stuff,
to go
like
in his
know when people
fortune,
are getting
yeah.
home, know when it's going to be the parade and singing the parade and just do all of that. You just,
That's a
but-
good theory, actually, because that's essentially how Groundhog Day ended up if they had only made a movie of the last day where everything went absolutely perfectly all the way along. Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, so we've got Valerie or we have Dr. Watson.
Yeah.
Some of our listeners
The
know.
esteemed Dr. Watson.
Yes. Guess who's getting Geek of the Week?
Yeah, probably
Dr.
not.
Watson.
I mean, you should explain perhaps for the listeners who don't know, if you want to.
Hold on. There's certain things that could. Did Dr. Watson crash their car through a daycare center while high on coke?
She would have liked to, but she never got the chance.
Oh,
Well, I think she definitely have it then.
Dr. Watson was...
who is Dr. Watson?
Dr.
Let's
Watson
explain.
was my beautiful ginger cat.
Yes.
She was 8 years old and she got some clots in her heart, so we had to put her down
That's
this
not
week.
good. You don't want
I'm
that.
really sorry about that.
Yeah,
Luke.
it sucks. But that's why she's Geek of the Week.
Yeah.
It does suck. I feel she must have made a cameo on this podcast.
She has.
Oh yeah.
Calling on.
Oh yeah, she's made
Dr.
many a
Watson must have
cameo.
been. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
so listeners or viewers, listeners probably won't.
No,
Yeah,
listeners,
yeah,
she's
yeah,
made a
time,
few
really.
voices
No.
which is
Just going to see the thumbnail.
I've
no matter what they
also
want.
she's also scratched you, and then you've gone, why are you
Yes.
doing that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
also
You can hear that.
the listeners could hear that. Yeah.
I'm going to get a tattoo on my wrist where she last scratched me. I'm going to get her paw there.
Aw.
Oh, that's nice.
Right, so you heard it here first, folks. Scratching
lucky
Luke
she didn't
does not
scratch one on the
disqualify you.
Yeah.
You can abuse Luke all you want.
Yep.
It does not disqualify you
She
from being Geek
scratched
of the
me
Week.
on the dick. Okay.
I don't think
your
Annie will
dick
do
out?
that. Annie's my tattooist.
You never know. This is the
You
one
don't think
who
Annie would
won't
scratch
do a
you on the dick if
swastika
you-
for you.
Yes.
I guarantee you that if you get your dick out next time Annie's around, the fucking best you can better hope for is her to just scratch it. You got off light if that's all she does, mate.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.